You can go from invisible to lender ready in 30 days without opening a bunch of credit cards, without taking on big debt, and without hard inquiries that tank your file. Sounds impossible? Wait until you hear the exact checklist that leverages rent, utilities, BNPL, and tiny installment loans to create a verifiable credit history fast. Stick with me. I'm going to show you a forensic style day-by-day plan that many thin file consumers are already using to get seen by lenders in 2025. Hey, welcome back to Credit Score Lab. If you're new here, we make complicated credit stuff simple and actionable. Today's video is an educational roadmap, not legal or financial advice. I'll say that up front because rules and lender practices change. Always check your own reports and consult a licensed advisor for big decisions. That said, between 2024 and early 2026, the credit landscape shifted a lot. BNPL reporting is expanding, rent reporting is growing, and permissioned utility and telecom data products are becoming a real lever for thin file people. In this narration, I'll walk you through a forensic 30-day build plan. Step-by-step actions, exact services to consider, timing, and the traps to avoid. The best part is you'll learn how to add trade lines that actually get lenders' attention, not just vanity entries on one bureau. First, why even try a 30-day fast track? Because the kinds of data that were once ignored, rent, utilities, and BNPL pay over time products, are now increasingly being ingested by the bureaus and even by new FICO score variants. For example, a firm started reporting all pay over time products to Experian on the 1st of April 2025. TransUnion reported a 33% year-over-year increase in property managers sending rent data as of the 17th of October 2024. And FICO announced new variants, FICO Score 10 BNPL and FICO Score 10 Tons BNPL, explicitly designed to incorporate BNPL behavior with availability signaled for late 2025. Translation? Lenders will see more non-traditional payment history than before, and that creates immediate opportunities for thin file consumers. But the reporting landscape is asymmetric. Some BNPL providers report to only one bureau, and not all lenders adopt the BNPL-aware FICO variants immediately. Your job is to create visibility across as many reliable data channels as you can quickly. That's why 30 days is a practical sprint. Rapid enrollments and a few well-chosen trade lines can create a credible payment record that gets noticed. You don't need perfection, you need verifiable, on-time payments that map to lender decision criteria. Day 1 through day 7 is enrollment week. The priority is to get rent and utility and telecom payments into the mix. Why rent first? Because rent reporting is growing fast. Check with your property manager first. If they report directly to any bureau, enroll. If they don't, use a third-party rent reporting service that reports to one or more bureaus. For utilities, use consumer-permissioned aggregation products. The Experian Boost-style services that let you add verified on-time utility and telecom payments to your credit file. These services often ask you to connect bank accounts and verify regular payments. Once verified, they post signals that act like trade lines. Not all rent or utility services report to all three bureaus. If a provider reports to only one bureau, document which bureau gets the data. This matters because lenders pull different bureau files. When you enroll, capture screenshots of confirmation pages showing the provider name, the date, and which bureau they report to. That documentation will be useful later if a lender asks for verification. Week 2 is your BNPL strategy. BNPL exploded billions of dollars in US online spending, but not all BNPLs help your credit equally. What you want are BNPL providers that either report on-time payments or let you opt into reporting. Affirm is the headline example, but other providers vary by region and product. Favor longer installment-style BNPLs that explicitly state they report or provide a way to report. Avoid single-payment deferred BNPLs that rarely report. Why? Because FICO's BNPL-aware models will treat installment-like BNPL more like traditional installment loans when reported, which can help a thin file consumer build payment history quickly. If you use BNPL, make the purchase small, choose a longer installment plan if available, and always make the payments on time. Week 3 is about adding a small, controllable trade line that reports to all 3 bureaus. Micro installments or credit builder loans are usually the most reliable lever. They're designed to appear as installment loans across bureaus, and they're built around your ability to repay small amounts. Look for services that explicitly report to Experian, TransUnion, and Equifax. If you can get a 6 to 12 month credit builder loan with monthly payments you can safely cover, that will create immediate, verifiable payment history. Operational detail. Whenever possible, use a product that starts reporting quickly, ideally within the same billing cycle. If it takes 2 or 3 months to show up, your 30-day sprint loses momentum. Automate those payments immediately. Miss one payment and you erase the gain you worked for. Week 4 is orchestration. You've enrolled the accounts, now sequence payments so they present the strongest picture. Consistent, on-time installments and low balances. Start payments on different days so they clear and post across methodologies. Some providers report mid-cycle, some at month end. Avoid multiple hard inquiries. A classic mistake is opening lots of new unsecured credit in a short window that generates hard pulls and flags risk. For this plan, prioritize accounts and providers that use soft checks or no hard pull at account opening. Many credit builder loans and rent and utility permission services use soft verifications. Document everything. Keep screenshots of confirmation pages, date, amount, provider name. If a lender later asks for manual verification, you'll be able to show it. If your BNPL shows only on Experian, but your credit builder loan reports to all 3, that combined footprint can push a lender to consider a decision or pull supplemental files. If you run into problems, here's how to troubleshoot. Nothing goes perfectly and the bureaus aren't flawless. If a rent or utility payment doesn't show up, first check the provider's reporting window and confirmation. Reporting can be asymmetric. It might show on Experian, but not Equifax until later. If reporting is missing, escalate to the provider with your payment proof. File a dispute with the bureau if necessary, but use disputes wisely. Frivolous disputes can create noise. Lenders don't just look at a single score. Some will pull multiple bureau files or use proprietary decisioning that weighs trade line recency and verifiability. That's why this plan builds both quantity and quality. Multiple, small, verified on-time payments across several data channels. And if you're worried about BNPL being treated differently, yes, classification can vary. Some BNPL entries are treated like installment loans, others show as special codes. FICO's BNPL specific scores are supposed to harmonize that, but lender adoption can lag. So hedge by adding at least one micro installment loan that is a traditional installment trade line. After 30 days, pull your 3 bureau reports, not just scores. Seeing the actual trade lines is what matters. Quick recap. Week 1, enroll, rent, reporting, and permissioned utility and telecom data. Week 2, choose BNPL options that report or allow reporting. Favor longer installment plans and keep payments tiny and on time. Week 3, add a micro installment or credit builder loan that reports to all 3 bureaus. Week 4, sequence payments, avoid hard inquiries, automate payments, and document everything. Troubleshoot missing entries by escalating to the provider and the bureau. Do this and you can build a verifiable lender-facing file in about 30 days. If you found this useful, hit like and subscribe. I publish strategic credit education every week. In the next episode, I'll break down how lenders verify rent and utility reporting, 5 ways to make third-party payments count, and the exact services and scripts you can use when contacting landlords or reporting services. Tell me in the comments if you're thin file or credit invisible and which of these steps you could do this month. Quick reminder, this is educational only, not legal or financial advice. Rules and lender practices change fast. Check your reports and consult a licensed advisor for your personal situation. Thanks for listening to Credit Score Lab. I'll see you in the next one.